What's good, YouTube? This is my video called Neanderthal Nutrition. It's where I'm going to talk about what I consider to be good nutrition for fitness and for achieving your goals, whether that is changing your appearance and physical presence, so gaining muscle, losing fat, just changing what your body looks like, because I have no illusion that the reason that a lot of people go to the gym is not performance related, is only physical related and appearance related. Indeed, the reason most people start going to the gym, especially most young men and young women, is to change their appearance. Now, my reasons for being in the gym are a little different. Obviously, it's my kind of work. I'm just going to the sunlight is ruining the shot. So whatever your reason, whether it's performance or appearance, this will help you improve. So I call it Neanderthal Nutrition largely because my brand of fitness is, if you like, is called Neanderthal Fitness, and that is based on doing natural movements, movements that will help you in real life, kind of scrapping a lot of isolation exercises for the most part, and just focusing on improving my performance and my appearance along the way, or the appearance of my body. Unfortunately, nothing can be done about my face through going to the gym. So yeah, this is how I eat and how I suggest that my clients eat and how I suggest anyone watching this and wanting to improve eats. So if you know anything about the paleo diet, it's somewhat similar to that, although there are certain aspects of that I disagree with, and I'll explain why. So the first thing I would say is drink water. You've heard it hundreds of times before, and I'm just going to say the same thing again, is we are designed to drink water. Humans and every other animal on the planet drinks water. You don't see a dog who's big and jacked and strong and runs around all day going and drinking coffee and beer and orange juice. He drinks water, and he's healthy and strong and a lot better than, fitter than most humans are. So I won't even say drink more water, I would just say drink water. If you are going to change only one thing about your diet, I would say drink only water. Now, if you want the occasional cup of tea, fine, as a vice, drink that. I drink alcohol every now and then because everyone likes to go out and get wasted. So I do get drunk sometimes, but aside from that, I drink water. I don't drink coffee and tea at all. At work, everyone comes around and gets everyone drinks, and I just have water, 5 or 6, 7 cups a day at work, while everyone else is having coffee and tea and dehydrating themselves. If you change just one thing, just drink water all the time. You may have seen the Volvic adverts a couple of years ago, the Volvic challenge, drink 2 litres a day or whatever. I'm not going to say drink 8 glasses or however much. Just drink when you're thirsty and drink just water. If that's the only thing you change, if you're overweight, you will lose weight. If you're in pretty good shape but you want to improve your performance in the gym, water will hydrate you. It will sort of cellularly volumize your muscles, so it will make you perform better in the gym. You'll feel better, complexion will be better, everything will be better. It's what you're designed to drink, it's what you're designed to run on. You're 70% it, and any other drink is just taking water and fucking it up by adding things to it. So caffeine, which dehydrates you, sugar, which rots your teeth and gives you diabetes. Just drink water. Okay, so that's simple. Everyone can do that. So what else is important? I think vegetables and fruit, obviously important for minerals and vitamins. Everyone says you should eat at least 5 a day, or some cultures and media storms say to eat more, but eat as much as you can. I did try a very low carb diet at one point, kind of paleo inspired low carb diet, which did within about 3 weeks rip me down to a 6-pack. As you know, if you've watched my videos recently, I'm only about 15% body fat now. So obviously it was if I was about the same at the time, it was about a 3% or so drop in body fat in 2 to 3 weeks, which I think is pretty impressive. I didn't like taking that low carb approach because I lost some muscle as well, but essentially what I took from that was by just eating vegetables and meat, or vegetables and proteins, I realised how much veg you should be eating and you can eat in one sitting. Again, if you want to lose weight, increase the amount of vegetables. So a lot of people base their meals around carbohydrates. If you base your meals around vegetables, starchy carbohydrates, it's full of vitamins, full of minerals, very few calories, and very filling. So if you eat a lot of vegetables, what I consider to be the correct amount of vegetables, it fills you up. So you can't eat as much carbohydrates, you won't eat as much meat or fat, and so you will, again, for the vast majority of people getting into fitness, it is to lose weight. So if you eat a lot more vegetables, you will lose weight because you won't fill up on the other more calorific things. And it's full of vitamins and minerals. If you eat shitloads of vegetables and fruit, then you really don't need to worry about multivitamins. Protein and fat, again, very important. So I advocate eating protein with every meal. If you don't like eating meat for breakfast, eat eggs for breakfast. I eat fish every day, I eat meat. So I will have, whether I have 3, 4, 5 meals, normally I only have 3, but if I have more, I will have meat with every meal, meat or fish or eggs, some kind of protein with every meal. Protein in nature is always found with fat. You don't find the egg white without the egg yolk, so why would you eat it without? You don't find the chicken breast without the chicken skin, so why would you eat it without? Fat and protein go together, they work well, the fat satiates you, the fat is, essentially it's the same as protein. You use protein to make make your cells, make your muscles, and your nerves and your bones, and every part of you is made of protein, and each of your cells, each of your nerves, etc., is coated in a layer of fat, a skin made of fat. Well, your nerves definitely are. I'm not a doctor, so I can't say if every cell is, but your nerves definitely are, and a very low fat diet can actually cause nerve damage. Also, fat is good for your skin. You will have a much better complexion if you eat fat. So don't be afraid of fat, and especially if you're a man. Cholesterol is actually a precursor to testosterone, and there isn't that much solid evidence to suggest that eating a diet high in cholesterol destroys your blood fat profile, so increases your bad cholesterol over your good cholesterol. So don't be afraid of eating some cholesterol. Your daily intake of fat should actually be about 30% of your calories. So if you think about that compared with what most people think is a healthy diet, that's actually quite high in fat. About 30% of your calories should come from fat. And the other thing to mention is carbohydrates. So this is where I vary from the paleo diet. The paleo diet says to eat very few carbs. I think depending on what you do need a generous amount of carbs, just not as much as people eat. Some people eat as much as 95% of their calories from carbohydrates, especially if they're trying to have a low-fat diet, because meat has fat, because eggs have fat, because oils and things like that have fat, so they just eat bread and pasta and rice, and everything is wheat, and that it's okay for you in even relatively large doses. I would say, depending on how active you are and how overweight you are, anywhere between 40 and 70% of your calories perhaps to come from carbohydrates. So it depends on you. Everyone has a different tolerance to carbohydrates, but they are important, especially if you want to perform well in the gym. You need to eat plenty of carbohydrates. The other thing I would say is to avoid what someone coined, I can't remember who it was, but somebody coined the phrase food-like substances. So avoid food-like substances, and that essentially is something that, as the paleo diet would say, didn't exist 500 years ago. So crisps, chocolate, biscuits, cake, things that are manufactured, full of trans fats, which are far worse for you than standard saturated fats that you might find in meat. They're just full of sugar and crap that just fucks you up, bloats you out, makes you fat, makes you unfit. It's just not a good thing to eat. So if you don't want to count calories or do any of that, and you just want your body to improve, so you want to reduce fat, increase muscle, improve how you feel, then just eat good natural food. I always opt for organic if given the choice, because the only thing that makes a spring onion like a biscuit is if that spring onion has been pumped full of pesticides and chemicals and crap which the body is not designed to ingest. So eat organic if you can. If not, sticking to just vegetables and just natural carbs like potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams, rice, to some extent pasta and bread, but I tend to steer more away from that, more towards the natural, just fresh out of the ground and then eat it carbohydrates. Fats and proteins, you will do well. Your body will improve over time, and your performance will improve over time. The only other thing I really want to say where I differ from the paleo diet, because I genuinely think if you read anything about the paleo diet, the warrior diet, those kind of things that basically say eat meat and vegetables, you'll be on a pretty good track, and you will by no means be unhealthy in my opinion. I just think increase the carbs slightly, and the other way I differ is I think that foods like lentils, pulses, peanuts, I think these things are good for you. Peanuts and lentils and pulses are, well, lentils are pulses, but beans and pulses, lentils, etc. are full of protein, full of nutrients. I mean, if you're a vegetarian, eat lentils. They provide something like 100-gram serving provides almost 50% of your daily requirement of iron. Yes, you might not ingest all of that because there are things going on inside there that I really don't want to get into now because it's scientific and not that important, but I do think those things are important. And the whole argument of paleo against those sorts of things is that people, like tribal people, didn't eat them. Well, I think that's bullshit, because if you look at tribes who are alive now in like Africa and the Amazon rainforest, they eat a lot of sort of pulsy type things, foods, carbohydrates especially, that are basically toxic if you eat them raw, and they have to be cooked for a long time, which is what you do with pulses. You soak lentils the night before, and then you go and cook them, and then they're edible and nutritious. So I say to include things like that. Personal preference. So that's really it. The video's gone on slightly longer than I intended, but if you eat that way, I promise you, your fitness will improve, your appearance of your body will improve, your skin will improve, your hair, your nails, everything will improve. Eat well, work out, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much.